I don't know who you'll be after this, but you will not be the same.
In January '98, we won our 3 stars with 5 red knives and forks. I'd realized my dream all those years later. And that dream I had when I was 17 years old. I was now 37 years old, so for 20 years, I'd worked to realize my dream. Things don't happen overnight. You have to make the emotional and the personal investment to make your dreams come true.
Has acting turned out to be all that you wanted it to be?
It's incredible. It's incredible. I never knew that I could do it as a career. I never knew. It was the first memory that I had. It's the first thing I can think of is saying, I want to be an actor to my parents. It felt like an elite group of people, and it felt like I would never belong to them. So once I got the opportunity to, for example, get the movie This Boy's Life with Robert De Niro, I said, wow, now I'm able to I might be able to steer the course of my career. I might be able to have a career similar to these guys that I so admire. That I knew at 15 years old was the biggest gift in the world, and that's never left me.
My father sent me to Harrogate, which was a spa town, and told me to find a job. The most daunting task in my life. And I went to Harrogate and I found a job at the Hotel St. George in Harrogate. And I started there on the 20th of March, 1978. It wasn't great food, but what they taught me was how to push, how to run, how to be consistent. Because consistency is born out of discipline. How never to be late, how to go to work when you're not feeling well, and let the chef send you home.
I didn't have an easy experience. I didn't have come in as a top-rated recruit. I didn't come in with the opportunity to play right away. I had to earn it.
I've never, that thirst or that hunger for wanting to give one great performance that I'm truly satisfied with, or be in one movie that I said, I love this film, is something that I don't know will ever be, Quinn. Keeps pushing you, you know?
You can never perfect what we do. There is no way. I've never met anyone who goes, that's perfection. I mean, to an audience outside of your work, people can think that that's the only way they'd ever want to see that part played or that moment done, whatever. But as an actor, and this isn't mock humility, I think it just goes for all art forms, really. The whole point is perfection is unachievable. So it's that constant pursuit of the unobtainable, which is kind of magic, really, you know, and should keep us kind of motivated to try better.
Success is born out of luck. It's awareness of mind that takes advantage of that opportunity. And I said to him, when I was a young boy, Mr. Reed used to tell me about a restaurant in Paris called La Serre, which was the ultimate, because it had 3 stars in Michelin and 5 red knives and forks. I said, we've got 3 stars with 4 black knives and forks. Let's go for 5 red knives and forks. For the next 3 years, we pushed and we pushed and we pushed and we did everything. You will all be confronted with opportunity. You must take advantage of it. Because if you don't take advantage of your opportunity, you will never realize your dreams. Whether you want them or not is irrelevant. You don't know that until you achieve it.
I have come to learn that if you don't take it by force, you won't take it at all. You sit in the cut and wait for good things to happen, spend years, and life passes them by because they are not aggressive enough. I'm not talking about physical fighting, but I'm talking about that aggressive nature that causes you to not allow the enemy to take over your stuff.
Ask yourself, what if no one ever bought any of my work? What if I'm never going to sell a book or publish a book or a short story? Are you going to continue to write? And if the answer is yes, because I have to, then yeah, then you are a writer.
I think what gave me the drive to succeed was my insecurities. Reading, writing, struggling. It gave me that individual drive to prove myself because I'd been belittled at school. I'd never been taken serious. I was always looked upon as being a fool, as being stupid. So it was the fuel behind me. And that's what made me work far harder, was to prove to my father and other individuals I had and possessed other great qualities. So had I been dealt with as a child, I may never have the energy or the fuel to drive me to get to where I got.
So you consider yourself lucky?
Very lucky, yeah.
But you have that talent to meet the luck, right?
Somebody hands you the ball, and you run, you know. I mean, and if you get hit, you get hit, or maybe you make it through. You never know. But I mean, I just know that somebody handed me the ball at a certain point, and I was hungry enough to keep running, and I'm still running. I maintain a hunger, but not an ambition.
All of you will discover you can do things you never thought you could do. You can advance farther than you ever thought you could advance. Once you put your heart into believing that you can do that. Back there is a little bit of fear about whether you can do it or what somebody will say about you.
How much further can you go?
That's a really good question, and I don't know the answer to that. I don't have those types of goals of I want this number, you know. I just have the goal of I want to play well at this tournament. I want to win this tournament, you know, and then I want to win this tournament. And when I wake up one morning and I just absolutely do not want to go on the court or I have no motivation to go on the court, then that's when it'll be good for me.
You are a part of something that transcends all the details of your business. You prove it every day that it works. And you prove it by overcoming the obstacles that you have to deal with. There are all sorts of people who want to break your faith. Sometimes they're in your own family. And sometimes they're just so-called good friends who think you're crazy for doing what you're doing. But you see, you have decided to take charge of your life. You have decided that you are going to change it. You're not going to wait for the government. You're not going to wait for some school or something else to happen. You are going to change your situation. I spent my life at it. Been pretty good. But it wasn't always easy. Business isn't. Life isn't. But to those who can overcome the obstacles, rise up when difficulties arise, are the ones who win the prize.
Everybody starts at the bottom. And there is no advantage to starting 10 years ago as opposed to starting today. In fact, it's better today than it was then. So stick with it. Find our way through it. Just find out an answer. When you start something new, it's not easy.
I've never made it. I've never finished my painting until the day that my eyes close and I don't wake up. I feel like I'm still putting towards my masterpiece, and we're all building on something that we hope can leave a standing of the test of time.
Darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
So I found myself sitting alone in my bedroom and asking myself the question that sometimes we all ask each other. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? So I had two choices. Either I was gonna sit in that failure and give up, or I was gonna make a decision to step out of the darkness. You see, when you're in that darkness, you want to sit there and wait for the light to come. When you're in that darkness, it feels uncomfortable, but you can't wait and sit in that darkness. The only way out is to step forward, to face your fears, to become your own light. I had to make a decision. I had to decide to become my own light. I had to believe in myself like never before. I had to find my inner power. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's gonna be a lot of times y'all about to fail. I'm still failing every day. We are all a work in progress. And one day, you'll be sitting in the dark like I was. And you're gonna be asking yourself, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? But in that moment, I want you to remember the power of you.
Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Beyond the watch, there are ways out. There is a light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Beyond the watch, the gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. He can't beat death, but he can beat death in life, sometimes. And the more often